Boom. I'm live. Hopefully my internet holds up here. Hopefully the camera focuses. I just broke my computer. Uh, Son of a biscuit. Um, so yeah, this is on my phone. Um, I know I scheduled another one in Cash's live, but like I said, I can't get to it now. I broke I broke my computer. Um, I pulled out like the little desk thing, set my computer on it, reached up into the front seat, computer fell, screen cracked, and then I broke this also. Um, I broke my cord, so I can't charge anything anymore on my computer, and my computer isn't going to work anymore. So I guess I have to go buy a new computer now, which sucks because I don't know if I've backed up all the files that are on this computer. And I really hope I did, because if I didn't, like, that's no bueno. That's not good. But anyways, say hi to a couple people here real quick. Jamie's in the house. How's it going, Jamie? Oh, Gary Bates is in the house. Kelly's in the house. Gary Bates, where's my link? I didn't send out any links, Gary. Uh, and now that I'm on my phone, I don't even know how to do that from my phone, to be honest with you. I should probably plug it in. Like I said, I just broke my computer. So guess I'll be buying a new one here in the next couple of days. I think I'm going to go home for the weekend. I don't need my hotspot. Um, I'm going to go home for the new year. It really wasn't planned, but I'm not finding any loads that work for my schedule, because I'm picking up some customer freight on Tuesday the 2nd, and obviously I don't want to be late for that or miss that. So I figured I'll just go home for the weekend, hang out with the wife. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be hard for me to like read comments off this little phone. You can just pull the hard drive of an old computer and transfer them to a new one. Okay, that's good to know. Gary Bates, we good? Yeah, we're all Gucci, Gary. Jamie Bummer. You know what, Jamie? Crap happens. Sterling's in the house. What up, Sterling? Tommy Unfiltered's in the house. What's going on, brother? How are you? I was actually gonna text you today. I was wondering about something that you and I were talking about the other day. You had shared some stuff with me. I was gonna ask you about it. Plays on the freeway. What up, Fate and Chat? Good evening, sir. But yeah, like the title says, I've just finished my second year as an owner operator. Um, I am really glad that I made the leap from a company driver to where I am now. And that's not to say there's anything wrong with being a company driver. See, my camera on my phone, I don't know what's going on with my phone, too. It's like the camera doesn't focus. I've been trying to do a video all day, and the focus is just horrible. But anyways, I am really glad that I chose the path that I'm currently on for multiple reasons. Um, and it's been good and bad. I mean, I've had really high highs, and I've had some lows. Not not any low at any point has made me think I should get out of it. Um, I'm very happy with the carrier that I'm leased onto. Um, I believe that I've learned way more than I thought I was going to. When I came into this, I had over 20 years of experience in the transportation industry. A lot of that was driving, then dispatching, and then I was like a shipper or a buyer. So I would ship everything that our company made, and I would buy all the materials that the company needed to make the product. Um, so I felt like I came into this with a lot of knowledge. The truth of the matter was I still needed to learn quite a bit. Like, I was surprised how much I didn't know. Um, so I want to say thank you to two people that we all know. I have some other mentors that are not in the trucking business. They are in other businesses and own other companies. And I lean on them for advice, not only in trucking, but things that I do outside of trucking and outside of YouTube. But two people that I need to say thank you to. One is DIY Semi. I've learned a lot from the guy. I believe that without a lot of his tutelage and his knowledge, I wouldn't be as successful as I am. The other guy is Cash is King. Kind of the same thing. Like, I I bounce ideas off of both of them because I don't know if you've noticed, they don't always agree. You know what I mean? They don't always agree on like the same plan or the same idea on how to run, what to do. So I lean on both of them and ask them questions. And I believe they've always steered me in the right direction. Um, Say hi to a couple of people here. But yeah, I mean, it's been a very cool experience. I'm very happy. I'm very satisfied. Like I said, there's been some downs, man. I've had a really expensive year in maintenance on my truck. Um, and thank God I'm good with money, because if I wasn't good with money, I would be a statistic. You know, I was talking to somebody the other night and we were talking about averages, right? And here's the thing, and this isn't said egotistically, because I truly believe anybody can do anything that they put their mind to, and they do not have to be average. If you strive for ordinary, if you strive for mediocrity in life, that's what you're going to get. You will be the statistic that is average, that is ordinary. I suggest strive for better. Be better than ordinary. Be better than average. Not just in trucking, but in life in general. You will experience what we all want, and that's freedom, because you will not feel like you're chained to really anything. When you test yourself and you test your abilities, and you push yourself to the point of, at times, like a little insanity because you can't shut it off, those are the times that you're actually going to grow. It might not feel like it, but you will. And I've experienced that. I've had a lot of really cool things happen to me the last couple of weeks, the end of 2022, for my business, for the growth of where I see myself 5 years from now. And let me tell you, it wasn't easy. It took a lot of work, but I think anybody can do it. Here's the thing. If you want to become an owner operator, I think you should really understand the industry. And that doesn't just mean Googling and reading things. That means actually working it for a while. Understand the ebbs and flows of the markets that you're in. I was having a discussion with somebody the other day, and here's the thing. I know a lot of what I'm going to say right now, you're probably going to disagree with. Okay? I get it. But here's the thing. If you become an owner operator, you buy a truck, you buy a trailer, or you choose to lease on to a carrier, or you go out and get your own authority. That's something I can't really talk about because that's not the route that I took, for multiple reasons. I wanted to have some of the burden taken off of me as I started to build something. That's why I chose to lease on to a carrier. There's a lot of back office stuff that I do, but there's a lot that I don't have to do, because that technically is the carrier's responsibility. Now, I ask questions. I try and do what I can because I want to learn how to do it all, but I don't necessarily have to, because that's the carrier's job. So if you're thinking about becoming an owner operator, make sure you get the right equipment to do the job. You know what I mean? Make sure no matter how many years you have in trucking, driving the truck, think about how many years you have actually operating a profitable business. And if those are 0 years, lean on people that are successful in the industry, not just lip talk. People that you can actually look at and see from, you know, their life that they're successful, the things they say. A lot of people are successful in this industry, and we're not going to see them on YouTube. And the reason we don't see them on YouTube is they're busy building their businesses, you know, and understand that if you're in a bad market, sometimes businesses move locations. Now, I'm not saying you should pick up your family and leave your kids or anything like that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is sometimes you have to make very difficult decisions in business. I know a guy that just recently moved from like the California area, and I'm not talking about Velox, from the California, Arizona, that area to the Midwest to continue to grow his business. Picked up his family and moved. He made a tough decision, but he did a decision. He based that decision not on his personal thoughts, but on his business thoughts. And if you're going out and spending the kind of money that it takes to operate a business, why not operate it like a business and make those tough decisions and not operate it the way you want to? Does that make sense? Find a way to operate a business that works for you and your circumstances, but understand sometimes business requires tough decisions. And those tough decisions can set you apart from everybody else. You know, and that's facts. That is absolute facts. I don't know if anybody played sports, but if you played sports, did your coach teach you to go out and just be average? No. They taught you to believe in yourself and be above average. Do stuff harder than the team you're playing against. Do things differently and practice harder and work harder. Perfect example of this is the United States 1980 gold medal hockey team. Go watch the movie Miracle and then actually watch like documentaries on that team and how hard they skated. Their coach, Herb Brooks, put them through hell because he knew the only way they were going to be competitive is and these are the best non-professional players in our country at the time. Understand that. These guys were absolute, a lot of them became superstars in the NHL. A lot of these players were absolute studs in their game, and they still weren't good enough. They had to be better than ordinary. They had to be better than average. And he drilled that into them. Do the same thing when you're starting a business. Build yourself up. Trucking with T-Bones in the house. Crackers McScallywag. About time. Kelly Patterson. Being an owner-operator is a lot difficult than being a company driver. I agree 100% with you, Kelly. I didn't have to worry about the things I worry about now as a business owner. But and what I'm about to say is not a knock on anybody, but that's the difference between somebody that wants to build a business and somebody that doesn't want to. You know what I mean? I'm glad that it's more difficult being an owner operator than it is a company driver. I would much rather be sitting where I am today than the company I used to work for. And I'm not saying anything negative about the company I used to work for. I just have freedom today. And that's what I want. Like, I can't put a price on that. I just can't. Jackknife TV's in the house. What's going on, brother? How are you doing? I saw your post about the new Kenworth Next Gen. Look, nice looking truck, man. Really nice looking truck. What's up with your camera? Just kidding. It's fine. Yeah, my camera Dude, all my electronics are going to crap. I don't know what it is. Busted my computer, my freaking camera on my phone keeps like, I'm watching it right now go like this. Like it's trying to focus. I'm not moving. Um, Jackknife, boom. It's either not focusing right or signal loss. Well, I have full signal. It's just not focusing. I don't know what I did. I did drop it in the snow like a few days ago when I was roof raking my house, but I don't think it's that. Haji McFarland. I come work for you. I work hard for you. Pull rickshaw. I don't mean to laugh at you, Haji. I don't know what a rick rickshaw is. Um, but yeah. Anyways, sorry, Haji. Jackknife TV. Hey, wipe your camera lens off. I think it's smeared or something. It keeps trying to focus and backs out. I got a cover on my camera, so I did clean it, and it's still doing the same thing. Um, Haji McFarland says, I trade you 6 camels for a Mack truck. I have no need for a camel, man. I have no need. Um, I'm, yeah. Okay, Haji, thanks for hitting the like button. I appreciate that. I don't have that. Yeah, coffee. You don't get free coffee at TA's. Here's the thing, Mama. I just got free coffee from a place I didn't even fill up at. Um, well, not just now, before I made my delivery. I sat here most of the day today, went, made my delivery, and now I'm back because I don't pick up until tomorrow morning. Um, Haji McFarland says, Brother Cash, send me here. Well, thank you, Cash, and welcome, Haji. Um, I need to get to some of these comments. I'm just gonna go all the way down to the bottom. I'm so sorry. I do this all the time. Um, Robert B says hockey. Hell yeah, dude. I'm a huge hockey fan, Robert. I grew up playing the sport, and still to this day, it's my favorite sport. And then football, and then baseball. Jerome Jones is in the house. What's going on, man? Kelly Patterson says my nephew bought a home. My nephew brought home his company's Kenworth 990. It's a day cab heavy hauler. I fell in love. Love to get a long haul edition. Yeah, those are decent looking trucks. I think if I ever owned a truck like that, not a 990 because that's new, but like if I could get W900 or a 389, not that I would never personally own one of those unless I had enough money that it was like more of a show truck. But I would want to get one without DEF. Like I don't see I don't see the allure of those trucks with an after treatment system. That I mean that's my personal opinion, and I get everybody's different. Um, Mr. Cahoots, I think we all agree this channel is fabulous. Well, thank you, Mr. Cahoots. I appreciate that. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. 2 years. It's kind of flown by. Um, and a lot's changed. Um, when I started this, I was really intimidated. I was really nervous. I was very, I was scared. Uh, I feel like the way I got my truck alleviated some of that stress. Um, I know I've shared that, but if you're new here, I purchased my truck through the carrier that I'm leased onto. You could call it a lease purchase, you could call it a purchase. I purchased it from the carrier I'm leased onto. I paid it off in 8 payments, and I spent I spent more, I think, this year in maintenance on the truck than I did the purchase value of what I purchased this vehicle for. Um, I won't do that again. If it costs me that much again, I'll just get a different truck. But I was really intimidated because I put it all on the line. I cashed in my savings. I I worked hard to get to the position I'm in, but I was still scared. And I thought, my income supported 5 people. As when I was a company driver. That's why I don't think being a company driver is a bad thing. Trucking's given me everything I have in my life. Um, and I didn't know if being an owner operator would like support my family. I know that sounds crazy because you can turn on a lot of YouTube channels and see all the money that owner operators make, but I didn't know how much of that I actually got to keep. You know what I mean? I do now. And I'm glad that I made the decision I made. Even though I was scared and felt like I was scared of failure. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to be one of these damn statistics that I can easily Google and find. Um, I didn't want to be that person. So I was intimidated. Um, Kelly says, "Oh, I like the general look and feel of it. Plus, I'm a tech fan, so it's digital. So it's digital made me so sprout some wood. Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen any of those digital dashes yet. I know the Kenworth and Peterbilt have them, right? And so does like Freightliner. I haven't been lucky enough to be in a truck like that. Mr. Cahoots says DIY is amazing to give you that deal on the truck. He was, and that's why I said thank you to him in the beginning of this rant or whatever the hell this is review. Pretty crappy review. He was, DIY took a chance. He took a chance on somebody that got a hold of him off of YouTube. And just by chance, it wasn't even him that I contacted first. It was Cash is King. And he did. DIY took a chance. Mr. Coots, he's not gonna like what I'm about to say. And I don't even he had made a comment to me that he's like, he could tell how nervous I was. He's like, listen, he's like, I got you. He's like, trust me. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Essentially put your faith in me. And I did. And he looked at me and said, if you fail, that means I failed. And I don't fail. Now, I understand what he meant by that today because I'm able to work with the guy. We're able to, I don't know how to say this, and hopefully he comes in here because I don't want him to think I'm like saying the wrong thing. So if DIY is out there, come in here. We're able to work together on a business level that he trusts me and allows me to set things up for myself, whether that's customers, loads, whatever it is. He trusts me enough to allow me to operate my business the way that I want to operate it. You're not going to find many people like that, and especially off of YouTube that took a chance on a guy. And I think it's paid off for the both of us. I can't speak for him, but I think it's paid off for the both of us. At least I hope it has. I know it's paid off for me. So yeah, Mr. Cahoots, I probably wouldn't be where I know I wouldn't be where I am today without his generosity. Hey Fate, what's brand is a good Bluetooth? Oh, just jumped on me, sorry. Headset. So I have a Blue Parrot. I don't even know the model. It's cheap. I bought it day one. I even remember where I was when I purchased it. I was out in Curtis, Wisconsin at Abbeyland Travel Center. And I bought it there because I had bought in a cheap Road King one right the day I left for my first delivery or my first pickup. I bought a Road King from a Pilot and it was just trash. So I met DIY at Abbeyland Travel Center and I walked in and bought a Blue Parrot. And it's held up for 2 years. It's getting old though. Hot seats in the house. Does DIY want to grow his fleet? I can't answer that, hot seat. I don't know. That's so like that's his business. You know what I mean? And I stay out of that. That's his business. I'm sure if the right person came along, yeah, he probably would. I don't know where he sits though. Reach out to him. He's got his email all over the place. Guy's damn freaking walking billboard. I'm glad he's not in here. Velox is in the house. What's going on, man? How are you? Hola, amigo. Velox, you're the man, dude. Enjoyed our conversation today. You know what? I did forget to call you back, didn't I? Son of a bitch. I'm working on that. I'm working on calling people back because I'm really, really bad at it. Kelly Patterson says, my martial arts instructor said something like that. If I hit you, that's my fault. If you hit me, that's my fault. Yeah, dude. I mean, people that have that have those skills, people that are very confident in their abilities, kind of say that. You know what I mean? And it some people might take it as an egotistical thing, but it's certainly not. It's they know what they're capable of and they know what they're not capable of. And that's something that is a life skill, man. Like, test your limits, test your boundaries. Because can we do everything? No, some people can't. And that's why it's okay to delegate things, especially as a business owner. Learn how to delegate, learn how to take some of the burden or some of the responsibilities off yourself because you're only one person. You can only do so much. Velox says, it's okay. I'm used to it. Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. You know how I am. Habooster. Okay, cool. Thanks. Just grabbing gear before orientation. Yeah. Well, where are you going to go? Where you, where's your orientation at? I didn't know how to say that. Where are you going to work? See, you guys experience things that I never did. Like, I never sat through an orientation. You know, when I say old school, like the way I got my CDL, the way that I started my driving career just really doesn't exist anymore. I think if you still went to work for the company that I worked at for 13 years, I think you can still get your CDL through them. But with all the new laws that have passed, I don't know. But yeah, I got my CDL through a company that I started working at when I was 18 years old. I was just turning 19, and they got me my CDL. They did all my training, you know, or I got my CDL, but they helped me get it and took my road test and their equipment, like, and then just worked for them, you know. And then every time I haven't jumped around. Like, I think I've had 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had 4 driving jobs in 23 years. This being the 5th, like owning my own truck. So I haven't jumped around. Schneider, January 9th, dog. I'm film for you guys. Yeah. Well, congratulations. Have fun, man. I've heard good things about Schneider. You know, the only advice I'm going to give you, well, you don't even need my advice, but I'm going to say it anyways. don't don't like be forced into purchasing a truck. Okay? Just don't. Like learn what you're going to learn and don't be forced into getting a truck. DIY semis in the house, re-education. Yeah, bro. Hey man, let's talk about that. I had to go to DIY's house. First time I met the gentleman, and first time he met me, he made me drive all the way from Minnesota to where he lives in Wisconsin. And he told me you're going to go through re-education. And here's my first thought. I was like, damn, like the guy's got my application. Like I come with a lot of experience. What is this guy going to teach me? Right? Like that I had that mentality for probably an hour as I was driving out to his house. And then I thought to myself, what the hell do I know about being an owner operator? I think some company positions hold you back from making the jump to be an owner operator. And one of the things that the company like did a disservice for drivers was they didn't let us like really touch the trucks and work on the trucks. The last company I worked for, if I was low on oil, low on coolant, low on windshield washer fluid, I had to have a mechanic fill it. I couldn't touch it. Now, when I worked in the oil fields, completely different. I got my hands dirty. I knew how to replace hoses. I learned how to do some things on a truck. But the reality was when I jumped into this, I knew nothing about it. And I felt like that was, and I still feel like that's a little bit of a handicap, you know. There's things I can't do. Budget cut, so only team slots are available. Co-driver, I got is from my school. Well, that's cool. So you're gonna know each other. Sorry, I was just looking at your little picture. You're gonna know each other. That's cool. Um, I've never experienced like running as a team. Um, I did spend a week in a truck with somebody not that long ago, probably a year ago, and I'll probably never do it again. Um, it just didn't work out. Um, yeah, too hard. Yeah, dude, I'm learning everything from all you guys. University of YouTube, LOL. Well, I hope so. I know there's a lot of good information out there, you know. Um, I think sometimes I try and be informational. Like when I made a video not that long ago about hooking up to a trailer in cold weather and how many times it took me to do it, and like the steps I took to make sure that my fifth wheel was locked in or my kingpin was locked in, you know, DIY cat, like we talk about these things because we want to help people. Cash made a comment in his live earlier about like the new generation of trucker. And he's kind of right, man. Like, that brotherhood that we once had doesn't really exist anymore, which somebody that's old school like me, you're talking like late, like 99, 2000 era. I would say in like 2005, that's when things really started changing. But like, I kind of miss that camaraderie that we had. Thing is, nowadays, nobody can agree with anybody. And we're so quick to anger that I don't see that like brotherhood coming back. But yeah, just focus on what your job is. You know what I mean? Your job is to learn how to drive an 80,000 pound death machine. Like that's your job, And then, if you decide to be a YouTuber and vlog your stuff, like, by all means do it and teach the newcomers that are coming in. But first and foremost, know your responsibilities. Your responsibility is not to hurt yourself your team driver, or anybody on the road. You know. Moats in the house. How's it going, Fate? I start my orientation Tuesday. I'll be out 2 weeks at a time, 4 weeks total. Should I bring a lot of clothes? You know what, dude? No, don't bring a lot of clothes. I Here, I'll kind of show you. I have this. I don't know how clear it is. I have one bag, and then in my, what would you call this? Wardrobe? Yeah, is that what they call those things? Where you hang your clothes? I have like 5 hoodies in there because I like hoodies. So I have like 5 or 6 hoodies hanging up, plus 2 styles of jacket, a rain jacket and then a high vis winter jacket. But yeah, no, don't bring a lot of clothes. Bring enough clothes, enough so I don't bring enough underwear and enough socks for like 2 weeks. Well, you said you're going to be out 2 weeks. Bring enough underwear and socks for 3 weeks. You can do your shirts and pants, because the reality is you're probably not going to get really dirty. So like the jeans I have on right now, I've worn these jeans for 2 days. Socks, underwear, undershirt, clean. So I always bring a lot of socks and underwear and like undershirts. Otherwise, like I think I have 6 pairs of jeans, and then I usually stop every 7th day and just wash my clothes. But it takes up a lot of room, and you don't want to take up all your storage space with clothes. I don't know if that helped you or not. Kelly says, my advice is always keep it at least a 2 weeks worth of food, water, toiletries, including some self-heating meals. Yeah, that's a good idea. Get yourself these too. Um, get yourself some of those wipes. There's all different brands. These are from Sam's Club, and I actually really like these ones. I think they're better than the Dude wipes. Get yourself some of these wipes. They come in really, really handy. I highly suggest that too. Um, yeah, just think of your truck as like your new little home. Stock it up with the things you want. That's good advice, Kelly. Miss Began's in the house. Hi, everyone. I just passed my CDL test today. All 3 parts on my first try. Congratulations. Um, that's huge. Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations, Miss Began. Um, this is kind of old school, like 3 parts of your test. Oh, I guess you have your pre-trip, driving, and then backing. See, that's how long ago it was. I mean, I got my CDL back in 1999 or 2000. So I remember doing like a quick pre-trip, getting in the truck and driving it, and then getting my license. But congratulations, Miss Vegan. That's huge. Here's the thing. I believe doors have opened now for you. And what I mean by that is you can get a job anywhere. Absolutely. I mean, once you get some experience, you can get a job anywhere. You can move anywhere and get a job. I was just in the Bahamas, and they were hiring uh what it wasn't fuel, maybe it was fuel. These little like fuel trucks, what I would consider them as, they look like propane trucks. Being from where I am, are like heating oil trucks. Being from where I am in northern Minnesota, you see them all over the place because that's how we heat our houses in the winter time up there. That and firewood. But I could have gotten a job in the Bahamas, so congratulations. Congratulations. Yeah, everybody's saying congratulations to you. Um, Midwest Mike, what up, man? Great name. When I'm out on the road, I do a 3-day bag and just do a load of laundry if I need it. Yep. Hey, man. Maybe so I downsize every time I go home. Um, Part of that's because of my truck. I mean, my truck doesn't have a lot of storage space. But yeah, I downsize all the time as well. I maybe I should get down to that 3-day bag. Kelly, Fate, if you get in the wardrobe, you'll officially be in the closet. Nah, I'm not gonna. I don't think I could fit. Maybe I could. I'm not. I'm not that big of a guy, so maybe I could fit in there. Yes, it did. Thanks. Okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, Miss Vegan. Yeah, no, I like hearing success. I like hearing that people are still thinking of getting into trucking. And the, the I've probably already said this. Now I'm cleaning. See, like these things are dangerous. You can't even use them for cleaning. Um, but that's what my Clorox wipes are for. Um, just learn the job. Learn your responsibilities. Don't get discouraged. Work on backing. There's times I have to do a couple of pull-ups. I'm not one of these super truckers, one shot. I'm not always one shot hit the dock. You know what I mean? That's what she said. If DIY or Cash was here. And they would make fun of me for that statement. But I was talking about backing. Yeah, just focus on backing. Focus on knowing where your blind spots are. You know what I mean? That's huge. And every truck has different blind spots. So if you end up doing any type of slip seating to new drivers, we have a couple of people that just got their CDLs and going into orientations. Every truck you operate is going to have different blind spots. Really know where those are and remember your training. Get up, sit up in your seat a little bit and look down in the mirror so you can see. Like my truck has a horrible blind spot on the passenger side, like right right in between my drive tires and my front door. Like that is a horrible. I don't have a spot mirror. I should probably get one, but I also know how to look into that spot. And you know what? The reality is I spend a lot of my time in the right lane because I'm a slow driver. Um, that's the other thing I learned about being an owner operator. I care about fuel mileage. I don't need to go 70 miles an hour everywhere. There's no need for it. For me, I travel this country at 57 to at the most 65 miles an hour. And I get everywhere on time. I think in 2 years, I have been late twice. One time was because of Atlanta traffic, and the other time was I just misread the Raycon and I slept in. But yeah, just stay focused, be alert, and know your responsibilities. A booster says corn bucket for yeah emergencies. Yes. Kelly says I usually end up upsize. I'm probably missing something here. BG Ack. I start CDL school Tuesday. Most nervous about learning on a manual transmission. Don't be, man. Like just you'll learn the sound of the truck and when to shift the gears. Now, like I can't tell you how to double clutch. I don't know how. Like I wasn't trained to double clutch. I was trained to float gears. So I remember being a trainer for one of these companies that I worked for after about 6-7 years of having my CDL. And a guy gets in my truck and he's double clutching. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, this is how we were taught. And I was like, oh, I don't know if you're doing it right or wrong because I've never done it. So I had to have somebody come in the truck with me one day and explain, because I was the trainer, explain to me how to do it correctly. But don't be afraid of learning how to drive a manual transmission. I would argue it's a good thing, even though I think manual transmissions are going to be add-ons not that far in the future. I don't think trucks are going to come with manual transmissions. Um, I still think it's a good idea to learn how to drive one. And if you do learn how to drive it, and then you drive a manual truck for a while, and then you get into an automatic, you're gonna probably want to go back to the manual transmission because you feel like you have more control. At least I do. That's how I feel. And I drive a automatic. Um, and there's times that I've driven when this truck's been in the shop, I've rented trucks that are manual transmission trucks, and I actually miss being able to shift through gears. Seven Seas Transports in the house. What up, man? You got some of those 50 t-shirts you mentioned you have in your closet in your truck? LOL. I don't have $50 t-shirts. Oh yeah, I do. Dude, yeah, I might even have one on. Nope. I do have a couple of them here. I have a couple of hoodies that cost me a lot of money too. When I was in Vegas, I walked into like Gucci, Louis Vuitton. What was the other store I went into? There was another store I walked into because I wanted to buy something from one of those stores from Las Vegas, but the prices were way like I cannot justify spending $700 on a t-shirt. Like, I don't care what it says. I just can't justify that. I wanted to, but I didn't do it. But yeah, I got some of those clothes here. Um, I buy that stuff because I feel like it fits me right. Because I'm like 5'10", but this is way too much information. I have a very, very long torso. So like my legs are short, but I have a very long torso. So like if I don't buy right clothes and like I go like this to stretch, like my shirts will come up here. You know what I mean? So usually when I buy what I would say like name brand clothing, it just feels like it fits me better. And I'm gonna get ripped on for this. One of the stores I shop at has like a tailor. So they know how to fit you with the right clothing. um and that's just because of how I guess how I'm built. See, my oldest daughter is built like me, where she has a very long torso and short legs, where my youngest daughter, who is as tall as me now, has super long legs. Like they she's got very long legs. Enough about my daughter's legs. Um Kelly says, well, more than once you're going to end up someplace with no bathroom or sink with diarrhea and you'll need to and you and will not make it to the bathroom. Um, yes, yes. That's the gross part about trucking, people. Stuff we don't want to talk about, but understand, like, especially if you're over the road, like it's not all glamorous. And you're gonna go to shippers and receivers that won't allow you to use their bathrooms. Or they're gonna have like porta johns outside that are just disgusting. So you have to improvise, you know, and that is the gross. This lifestyle is gross. There's parts of it that are absolutely disgusting. Kelly, you're right. Midwest Mike says, I teach people to get their CDL and will tell you this: check mirrors often, go slow, and don't be afraid to get out and look. There is no shame in asking for help. I do agree with that. Getting out and look, to get out and look is something I was taught a long time ago by I went through this training. We had to go through this training. I think it was every year or every 2 years at this old company I worked for, the first job I ever had. It was called Smith Systems. Great training. Absolutely great. And that's what they taught. Like, get out and look. especially if you're by yourself and you're backing into a spot, get out and look. You know, I've been hit because people aren't getting out and looking, and they don't know, they don't understand the maneuvering of their trailer and their tractor. You know what I mean? A little movement in your tractor can make a big movement in your trailer. You know, that's how practice you'll learn. Kelly says, I could not double clutch to save my life. Yeah, Kelly, I don't know how to do it. I I know how to do it now, but I still don't do it. Like I was taught to float gears, upshifting and downshifting. So like that's how I drive. And the thing is, like, you can even do it in a car. I used to have a car that was manual transmission. Now, I didn't do it all the time, but once I learned how to float gears, I realized I could kind of do it in my car. It was a lot, you had to be a lot quicker in your car than I did in the truck, but it's just learning how to keep those RPMs where they are, you know. Single stack Mac. Someday driving a manual transmission will be a lost art. I could not agree more, single stack Mac. Could not agree more. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing, you know, but I couldn't agree more with you. I just believe every time I drive a truck with a manual transmission, I feel like I have more control. I have more control than I do in this truck. Um, I've learned how to operate this truck though by the throttle positions to upshift and downshift kind of on demand. And I like that. Kelly says, the only thing I don't like about automatic is its hesitation when try to take off from a stop. I've never had I've never had one upshift on me when going downhill either, even at 2,300 RPMs. Really? So my truck will do that, but yeah, that hesitation's there. My truck has that hesitation a little bit. And I think that's just like the synchronization. Because if you step on it, you think that power is going to be there like instantaneously, and it's not. Like it goes through that little like, holy crap, I shouldn't be in second gear. I should be in fifth. Like if you're empty, fifth gear, and the truck kind of hesitates a little bit. You're right, Kelly. That's something I despise too. Um, right here, the Vegas party hat, but I believe it's dead. I left it turned on. Yeah. Oh no, it's working. That's dumb. It's cool, but just it's not meant for tonight. Look, you can do all kinds of cool stuff with it. I put another thing in there too. Shut off. But yeah, there's the hat. I like it. Robert B. If driving a manual transmission is an art, consider me Bob Ross. Nice. You're probably better at it than me. I haven't driven. Let's see. I rented a truck from the carrier I'm leased on to, oh God, probably 3 months ago. So yeah, it's been 3 months since I drove a truck with a manual transmission. Um, I'm certainly not Bob Ross. Um, but yeah, that's great. I like that, Robert B. Um, Miss Began says up RPMs 13, 14, clutch to neutral, then clutch to gear, down RPMs 10, 12, clutch to neutral, rev to 1,500 RPMs, then clutch to gear. Yeah, that's way too much to remember, Miss Vegan. I would rather just listen to the sound of the motor, pop it out, and slide it in. Oh my God, thank God DIY and Cash aren't here. I need to delete this live now after I'm done. They will rip me apart for that comment. Um, Seven Seas Transport. Well, at least your frugal with fuel purchases so you can buy nice clothes. Yeah, hey man, I don't buy a lot of stuff. Um, I think I shared when you guys found out some of the prices of my shirts, like those aren't really recent. Um, I get a lot of my stuff like my birthday and Christmas. And it'll usually be my mom or my dad giving me a gift card to one of the stores they know I like, or purchasing it for me. And then I always go and return it because it's not the right size. And no matter how many times I say this is the wrong size, although I'll say this, my mom bought me a new outfit for Christmas and she got all the right sizes. So, mom, if you're watching this, good job. And I love you. Um, Yes, it does, Miss Vegan. It does. It does. Just be ready for it. Kelly says there's lots of things you should lots of things they should teach in CDL school, but don't things like that. Yeah, but you really want to scare somebody when they're sitting in orientation? You know what I mean? Um, I was having a conversation again with somebody the other day just about like if somebody new to trucking asked me questions, I would be honest with them. But if you're not going to ask the question, why do I need to divulge it? Right? Like, and I'm not talking about what you're saying, Kelly. Like, that's kind of our lifestyle. So I get why they should probably say, hey, carry an extra bucket with you or something. Like, you know, like, I know that sounds gross, but it's reality. Um, but the other thing is, like, some people just need to figure that stuff out on their own. You know what I mean? You can only teach somebody so much. You know what I mean? What's that old saying? You can bring a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. You know, that's kind of like trucking, man. We all have so many damn opinions about how things should be done, how things should operate, that A, we're never going to agree on something. And B, what works for you doesn't always work for the next person. I found that out the other day. Um, you know, whether whether I agree with it or not, it's not the point. Like I found out that just because my experience is different than somebody else's, they don't think you can achieve what you're achieving. And that's just not accurate, you know. Bull of the Woods is in the house. Auto braking is another thing I don't like because this is Kelly. Oh, shoot. Manuals are it. Yes, they are, Bull of Woods. And I've been pretty clear. My truck is a automated manual transmission. So it's an automatic. It's a little bit different than like fully automatic truck, but it's an automatic. I press D to drive. I can't make it sound cooler than it is. um But Kelly says auto braking is another thing I don't like because it's not under driver full control. It's almost it's almost got me into accident once. Sorry, I gotta move your comment up. Drive with the foot, applying slight pressure to throttle to keep it inactive. Holy cow. Yeah, I drove an International that had that and a Kenworth that had it, but they were both able to disable it. Um, and I asked them to. Sorry, I got a guy backing up right next to me. I'm not making this up. The dude just got out of his truck. He sees me looking at him, even though I'm in my sleeper. I got my curtains open with my lights on. Dude got out and looked. Well, good for him. Um, Seven Seas Transport. That's what she said. Yeah. Not orientation, school. Oh, yeah. Kelly, you're probably onto something there. If you want to be a truck driver and you're going to truck driving school, maybe they should tell you all the disgusting parts of trucking, you know? I disagree with the price of a free cup of coffee. You don't think I should have gotten a free cup of coffee? Um, I I think we should. There's a lot of places that'll give you a free soda or a free cup of coffee if you purchase fuel. I could see I could see even like 50 cents, maybe a buck. But you want me to pay $2 for a refill in my cup? Like, I didn't take your cup. I understand you have to purchase the cups, but $2 for it probably cost them what, 50 cents at the most to brew that pot of coffee? But yeah, a lot of people disagreed with that short, by the way, Kelly. A lot. Reed's in the house. Good evening, Fate. Really appreciate all the information you share. I've been a company driver for 20 years and I always wanted to be an owner operator, but never found the right place or opportunity. Reed, um, right place doesn't exist. Right opportunity does, though. And I can't deny that. Um, Here's the thing. Before I leased on to where I am and purchased the truck, and by the way, congratulations on a 20-year trucking career. That's not easy. I know from experience. Um, had it not been set up the way it was, I probably wouldn't be here because I was just too scared to like really pull the trigger on my own. Now, I was already talking to banks. I had already got approved for financing from the dealership I was going to purchase a truck at. So, like, I think I would have finally made the leap. But here's a story, and I'm sure DIY is in bed now. He stopped here real quick to say hi. But him and I talked for a while, and it came down to like decision making time. And I kind of took my time. I didn't answer him right away. And I was on a load for the company that I used to work for. And he called me and he's like, listen, he's like, I don't want to force you into anything you don't want to do. He goes, but if you don't want to do it, like, I need to move on because I think I've shared this too. I was the first contractor that he leased on. Um, I was the first guy that leased on as he was building what eventually now is his awesome carrier. Um, so he had just said, "Hey, it's like time to, you know, S or get off the pot," type of thing. And I was sitting in my company bunk, in the company truck, in the bunk. He hangs up. I call Cash, and I'm like, "Dude, I'm so nervous." And Cash is said whatever he said, which was basically, "Hey, I think this DIY guy is like legit." And I made a decision that I put the truck in gear and drove 3 hours back to my shop, called DIY and said, I'll be there tomorrow. And I drove back to my shop and my boss is like, what are you doing here? And I was like, hey, I'll even go a step further and share this with you all. He gave me a 27% raise like 2 weeks before this happened. I mean, he gave me an astronomical amount of money because I had a review with him and I was like, listen, like, you essentially like headhunted me because I was thinking I was done with like the driving part of my career, right? At least for a company. I just felt like I was getting taken advantage of and it wasn't working out. And he gave me a massive raise. And he asked me during my review with him, why don't you just go out and do this on your own? And I laughed and said, well, I got a family and I'm too scared. 2 weeks later, I showed up in his office and he goes, what are you doing here? And I handed him the keys, the credit card. It was his personal credit card that he gave me for paying for all the lumpers, and the keys or the fuel card to the truck, and said, Well, I'm doing it. I'm buying my own truck. And he got really pissed off. And then about a month later, he called me just to see how things were going. And now it's somebody that I actually communicate quite frequently with. Um, but that's what I did, man. Spur of the moment decision, decided I'm going to do it, quit my job, and drove to DIY's house the next day. And the rest is still being written. Um, if it's Swift, Warner, or Western, you better pray. Oh, what I miss? What I miss, Kelly? Seven Seas Transport says, I missed beginning of live. Where are you at going? So I just made a delivery in Minnesota. And then I pick up in Minnesota tomorrow morning, go to Wisconsin, and then I'm gonna deadhead home because I deliver like 60 miles away from where I live. So I'm gonna deadhead home and go home for the weekend because I'm doing some pretty cool things. I started this Seven Seas by saying like I've really experienced some cool things to happen to my business the last couple of weeks. I wish it would have happened earlier in the year, but it's happening now. And I have a goal of 2023 not to really book any loads off of a load board. And it's working out. Like I have secured like consistent freight. You can call it customer freight because it's a direct shipper. I haven't signed any lane contracts yet because I don't know if I can service them the way they want me to. But what they told me was they just call me. Like, you know what? I left my lights on. Hold on. I'm sorry, buddy. I was wondering why that guy was flashing his lights at me. I left my lights on. Um, but yeah, a lot of things are changing in my business. I think that's why I experienced the growth in my company. Um, because I put in the work. I don't complain. You know what I mean? So like there's lots of things like this load that I'm picking up tomorrow. It's not long. It's 150 miles. But I don't want to divulge too much. It's consistent. And it's consistent to get me to another customer that has even more consistent freight. So for like the last 2 weeks, I've been running a triangle, staying regional, and it's like really panned out. Now, is it the $10,000, $9,000 a week like gross revenue? No, but it's very good revenue for hardly any miles. I think last week I filled up 4 times, but I filled up 2 times just because I didn't want my tanks below half a gallon when I was in minus 30-degree weather. You know what I mean? So I'm not running a lot of miles. All the freight is like super light, so I'm getting better fuel economy, and I have a goal of maybe adding some drivers and building having more trucks. And I think this is the way I can do it because some of the people that I've talked to about driving for me, like actually getting some W-2 employees, they don't want to be out 9, 10, 11 days. Um, this, if I was to hire somebody that lived in like the metro area of Minneapolis and St. Paul, they could be home like every 2 nights and stay at home and not have to like wake up early. They could go pick up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon if they wanted to. Um, so I'm pretty excited about that. And I don't know how long it will last. I don't know, you know, but right now it's at least a stepping stone to to achieve a goal of mine of not booking loads off the load board. I look at things this way, and maybe it's wrong, but like I know how much it costs for me to operate my business, right? I know how much I need to take on more debt, right? Or I wouldn't even take on much debt. I would pay for the shit. Sorry. Um, I know how much that's going to cost me. So if I can operate a business that's profitable and seeing numbers the way I see them and understanding what those numbers mean, um, I can grow off of what I've agreed to do. And I would rather agree to haul 100 loads for $3 a mile versus calling a broker and trying to get $3.75 a mile to haul one load. You know, I'd rather haul X amount of loads at this price in these areas than just try and work magic on the phone or on the load board. You know, I'd rather have people contact me. That's what's happening. People are contacting me, asking me if I'm available, and this is what they have, and what do you want? Our company might be able to handle this, but if they can't, do you want it? And you know, what would you charge us to take this? And I tell them, and they give me the freight. Uh, that's a great name too. Cents per mile. I'm thinking that rates are on the way up. I have no issue nailing loads for 350 a mile. What are you seeing and thinking? Yeah, so if you're thinking about that for like the last couple of weeks, remember we just got done with a holiday, or we're not done with the holiday season yet. Yeah, rates on the load board are pretty high right now. I saw a load in a lane I run for 525 a mile. And it was one pick, one drop. Um, it was so tempting to like call and get the load because I've worked with this brokerage before, and I know if I called them, they would give me the load. But I didn't want to stop what I'm trying to do right now. But yeah, I've seen rates get better. Here's the thing, like fuel's coming down 2 cents per mile. So, I'm not saying every load's paying 350 a mile, because here's something I've noticed. I typically run from the Midwest out east and then come back to the Midwest. Well, if I don't have a backhaul, like, or a customer out east, they're paying like $1.80 a mile to come back to the Midwest. Like, those rates have plummeted. I mean, and they were already low 2 months ago, and they're even lower now. So just be aware that, you're probably going to get your money going into somewhere and not as good coming out. You know what I mean? And that's where you're planning. Like, if you're getting 350 a mile and you're like, okay, I can sacrifice for 225 a mile to get out of here, or $1.90 a mile, and you're still profitable, by all means do that stuff. You know, Midwest Mike says, I share it all and just tell them trucking is not glamorous. You either like it or you don't. Midwest Mike, it's a lifestyle, bro. Like, you have to be comfortable with 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 what it requires. I mean, we all know it. We all experience it. Even if people are passing their CDL and getting ready to go to orientation and training and stuff like that, they'll realize what they like about it and what they don't like about it, and then they have to make a decision. You know what I mean? Just don't make that decision too late, because trucking really isn't for everybody. It's a lifestyle, man. Absolutely. And like, I'm a reefer hauler, so my lifestyle is different than like a flatbedder. You know what I mean? We all of us have a lifestyle in the truck, and we all experience the good, bad, and ugly of trucking. And yet, for some reason, I still like it. It's a love-hate relationship. It's a lot better now that I have the freedom to do what I want to do. That's all I say. Seven Seas Transport says, stop waiting for perfect opportunity. If you really want to do it. Okay, dude, you're actually right, Seven Seas. And I'm going to share something. I had two friends that are owner operators, and I talked their ears off. They showed me their tax returns. They showed me everything for about 2 years. And they both told me, just grow a set, Scott. Just do it. And they couldn't have been more right. They just couldn't have. So Seven Seas Transport, that advice you're given to Reed, I was probably more like Reed. So like hearing people say, just do it, like I would get very hesitant. So like I understand Reed's position to an extent. I don't know his life, but like Seven Seas, you're right. Just do it. Like the longer you wait, if you want to do this, the longer you wait, you're always going to find a reason on why not to do it. High fuel prices, bad fuel rates, or bad rates per mile, equipment through the roof. Well, that's not across the board. You can still find equipment for decent prices. If you lease on to a carrier that has good fuel discounts, you're going to save on your fuel. You know, if you follow tutelage and you listen to people that are freaking know more than you, like that's the problem. So many of us think we have the answers to freaking everything, and if we just shut our mouths and listened, we might realize, oh, we understood, we thought we understood this, but now we have a different perspective that actually is better, not just in trucking but in life, but especially in trucking, and especially in like operating a business. I put my business as number one, meaning it's my career, but like I'm a business owner first. And I think trucking is like entry level business. Like I'm not saying it's easy, but it's not as hard as like running a manufacturing company, starting freaking IBM. I mean, granted, that's two kids in their garage or whatever, but like you have to take some training, you have to pass a couple of tests, and you have to have a company give you a year or two of behind the wheel. And then if you think you can afford it, jump in. And Seven Seas, you're right, because you'll talk yourself out of it every time, Reed. I was there, man. 100%. Moat says, are you going to buy that truck for 21K from the guy off of Cash's Kings Live? Uh, I am interested. Am I going to buy it? I can't. I know nothing about the truck except what Cash said. And then he said he talked about it in his live earlier. So I rewound the live because I do have my notifications turned on, but I was talking to my wife. If you notice, Cash's King isn't in my live. So um, I don't know, man. Here's the thing. I don't know if you look at trucks, and I'm not saying International with a Cummins is like ProStar. People have their own opinions. And I'm not saying it's the best truck. But if you look at trucks right now and you research that truck, a 2015 with 400,000 miles, with a Cummins motor, 10-speed transmission, they're going for like $55,000, $60,000. I wouldn't, I don't know the person that's selling it, but like, I wouldn't purchase a truck like that for that price. But if it's the right price range and it works to like elevate what I'm trying to do right now, yeah, I would think about it. I really would. Um, I've always been local too, so never really been somewhere that offered leasing. Oh, okay. Well, you know what, man? I was local for a long time, Reed. Um, I was local for a very long time, but I also worked for a company that would fly me to different locations like Colorado, Arizona, where else did I go? Alabama, New York. and I would work in different transfer sites. So I learned how to drive differently in the elements of different states. But the reality is, a lot of my experience was regional, local, with very minimal over the road because I was a father. For a while, I was a single father, single parent. So, like, I couldn't be away from my kids. Um, but you'll find a company, Reed. There's people, dude, you got 20 years experience, man. Like, you got 20 years freaking experience. Companies should be like calling you, Reed. And you know, 20 years is a long time. So I don't know if you went to truck driving school, but some places want you to show a certificate from truck driving school, which I never understood. But now I see, like, the older I've gotten and the longer I've been in the industry, I see why they put a value on truck driving school. Um, because who knows if I was trained the right way. Uh, that's awesome, Faith. Thanks for sharing. Yeah, man, I try and share what I can. That's great, Faith. So you're happy in you and your business. Oh, so happy for you and your business. Well, thank you, Miss Vegan. Um, I'm excited. I want to grow. I want to grow. Everybody says, everybody, everybody says find drivers first, right? And I get the reasoning. Here's the thing. I've done a little bit of searching for a driver. I had one guy that was interested, and then it was, oh, I don't want to be gone that long, so conversation stopped. Well, now I have this new thing that might work out. So maybe I just purchase a truck that is affordable for me, getting back to asking if I was going to buy that $32,000 international. Like, why not buy a truck that I know I can just afford and just go pay for and not have to worry about loans and stuff like that, and probably drop 10 grand into it? Who knows? New tires, brakes, whatever. So say you're $42,000 in. That's not going to break the bank. It's an investment. And then maybe that driver that was interested, I can say, hey, I have this now. You're going to be gone 2, 3 nights a week. You're going to stay regional. So if you need to get home, you're going to be 500 miles at the most away from the house, maybe 600. Maybe then they would just jump on, and it's not a big investment to try something. I know $42,000 is a lot of money, but we all know, like, it's not, you know, like, I don't mean to be arrogant or whatever. Like, it's a lot of money, but on the other hand, it's not. Um, Truck, yes, the lights were on, but nobody's home. Yeah, my lights were on. Felt bad. The guy kept flashing me. What kind of music do you bump in your rig? Oh, come on. How long you been watching me? You should know what kind of music I like. I like rap music. Um, I like old school rap music. I like underground rap music. I like, you know, I like some, like, old rock, like, you know, what I would call old rock, like Fleetwood Mac or Journey and stuff like that, because that's what my parents used to listen to all the time. So I'll listen to them. But majority of the time, I have rap music playing in my truck. Um, I'm fixing this. Uh, Single Stack Max says, that's awesome. It's great to hear when things are working out for someone. Thank you for sharing positivity. Yeah, man. Hey, I have never made a video complaining about fuel costs or, like, brokers playing games. Not saying I don't experience those things, but I experience the positive side of what I'm doing way more than I experience the negative side. If I look back at 2 years, the most negative side that I have experienced as an owner operator is my breakdowns in shops ruining my equipment and costing me money. Because here's the thing. You'll all argue, oh, if a shop destroys something, they're accountable for it. They're responsible for it, which I agree with. It's not that simple. Like, you need to be very, I've taken legal action against one shop because even though they destroyed my equipment, they weren't paying for it. Like, it wasn't free. They made an excuse about age and this and that. And I had to bring in legal team to take care of it, or at least threaten to take care of it. And then it got taken care of. But the most negative side of being an owner operator is that, like, people don't care about the equipment that I own, that I paid for, that I worked freaking my butt off to get, and they just break it or they hit it. They don't care about it. Um, all the other stuff, fuel, like, that's stuff that's out of my control. I I don't waste time on the things I can't control. I master the things that I can control, you know? And by no means am I a master. I'm just saying, like, I try and I try and do everything I can to seek growth in areas that I have control in. I can't control, like, fuel economy. A lot of people, there's people who'll buy certain trucks because it's a truck they've always wanted, they love it, it identifies who they are. Well, Cash is King asked me a question one day that I thought was absolutely fantastic. He's like, "Oh, you ever done housework? You ever, roofed your or put shingles on your roof and stuff like that?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "So when you walked into Home Depot and bought yourself a DeWalt screw gun, did you walk up to the counter and say, 'Where's the chrome shop?'" And I started laughing and I go, "No." He goes, "Why not?" And I go, "Because it's a tool." He goes, "Think of your equipment as a tool for your business." Adds a different perspective to things you do to your tool. Like, I, God, once again, I put my foot in my mouth. Um, my truck, my trailer is a tool to generate me income. So, like, I added wheel covers, I added air tabs. There's lots of things that people would look at and be like, I became an owner operator, so I didn't have to drive a plastic truck and I didn't have to worry about aerodynamics, or I wasn't governed. Well, there's a reason why these companies do these things to trucks, because it makes them money. It saves them money. So as a business, I should probably think about doing the same thing. And I have control over that. I have control of saving $100, $300 a week on my fuel. That's a lot of money over a course of a year. That's what, like, 13, it's over $13,000, right? 300 times 3,200. Get my math right. Did I get that right? Somebody do the math real quick. Is that $13,200? That's a year, right? 12 times whatever. If you save $300 a week, that adds up. Um, Reed, Seven Seas Transport. Are you an owner operator? Do you have a channel? Oh, speak of the devil. Tell us more about business structures. No, I listened to your tutelage, Cash is King. Structuring, I know why you're saying that. But I do kind of see, how do I say this? You operate, if you're still in here, Cash, at a very profitable level most of the time. You share it with us every week or every other week. Um, and the reason you're like that is because how you operate things, you know, and we can learn from that. But yeah, I would say set yourself up to be better than average. Seven Seas Transport. I am an owner operator, but no channel. I run fuel tankers locally in North Carolina. Yeah, I made a short one day and you knew right where I was. Seven Seas Transport says, nice. I haul fuel in southern Idaho. My goodness. Nevada Trucking and Trails is in the house. What's going on, man? Hey, Fate, how's it going? Evening, dude. Yeah, good evening. Hope you and the wife are doing good. Um, Cents per mile. I run the same lanes as you, but flatbed Conestoga. Did Minnesota to Michigan, Michigan to LA? Is that Louisiana. Um, and Arizona to North Dakota this week. Holy crap, dude. It's a lot of driving. 7 days out, 89K gross off spot market. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Good for you. Um, yeah, I like seeing us make those kind of numbers. Those are good numbers, but you put in some miles, to do that, but good for you. Um, Midwest Mike says, I love trucking. Been driving truck for almost 20 years. Best thing I've ever did. Yeah, trucking has given me everything in life. I wouldn't say I've always loved it. I actually, this is personal, but and I don't mean to like offend anybody in here. When I got to the age of, you know, I don't even remember how old I was, and I had been driving for about 10 years, I had thought to myself, so I would have been like almost 30, 28. I thought to myself, like, man, I've wasted my life. Like, I wanted to be more than what I was. I wasn't happy with where I was. And I blamed it on what I did for a living. And that couldn't be more further from the truth. Like multiple houses, vacation, like trucking has given me everything. And when I look at it nowadays and think about what this industry is offering me, man, I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happier. Hard, not an easy life, but you know, it definitely has opened. I crashed through that ceiling, like that glass ceiling I was always under. I crashed through it, and now like I want to go even higher. Am I making sense? Like, and it's not to like, I don't think I'll ever become rich, but I also think being rich is like a mind frame. It's uh, it's not just money. Like it's a mind frame. It's the freedom to say, F you, I'm going to Texas for 2 weeks, or I'm going to Vegas on a whim. Like, I'm glad I get to experience those things right now. I'm glad that one daughter's in college. Actually, both of them are up there. My oldest brought my youngest daughter back up to school with her for a week because they're off. They don't have school, but my oldest had to work. And my youngest doesn't have high school going on right now. So she's up north hanging out with my oldest daughter and her roommates, probably getting into all kinds of trouble. I know I would have been. But I want to give them I want to give them the world. And I know that sounds dumb, and I'm not saying money gives them the world. I don't want them to, I push education, right? I push college, post-secondary education. I don't care if you go to a university or like a trade school. I want you to learn a skill, and I want you to be educated in something instead of just going out into the workforce at 18 with a high school diploma and meagerly getting by. I don't want that for you because that's the route I took. I want you to set yourself apart from the average person. Um, and if I can help pay for that, I believe in the long run that would help them. I talked to a buddy of mine not that long ago that said, "Hey, what if your kid graduates college and you're able to like buy them a house?" Now, I'm not saying I would buy my kids a house. I'm just saying like, what if you had that capability? Or what if you knew that you could grow something to maybe get you to that level? What are you willing to sacrifice for that? you know. Seven Seas Transport says, Reed, I bet a few options are available right where you are leasing a truck to carry fuel. Absolutely. Talk to the refinery that you go into to pick up your fuel. I know there's a company in Minnesota that hauls out of oh, what city is that? Hastings area? Hastings, Ember Grove Heights area. I forget the name of the company though. It's not Wayne Transport, but they're one of them. Like you can be an owner operator running under their numbers hauling fuel. I don't know. Seven Seas, do you have your own authority? Because that's got to be freaking crazy expensive for insurance. Because if you're hauling fuel, that's hazmat, right? It's got to be expensive. Oh, calling out cash. I'm not calling out cash. He just see how he popped in and then he's gone? Like, gives me crap all the time. I was talking to my wife, Cash. Um, there's a 2014, just like you described, next door to me for sale for 45K with 150,000 miles on it. Really, down in North Carolina. Might have to come and hang out with you. Mike Cook, grow a pair. I love it. I'm going into the over the road transportation business. Don't hate me. A Sprinter van. I wouldn't hate you, Mike. Do what find a groove that works for people, man. I know nothing about the Sprinter van or like hot shot. I got a buddy he's retired from one job already, and he's in a way different position than all of us. Like this guy is like a legit business owner already, and wants to get into hot shot trucking. So like he just bought a truck trailer. He's getting like this sleeper added to the top of this truck that he bought. He's going all in, and he's like, I know it's gonna be a while before I like make good money, but I want to do it. And more power to him, dude. Like maybe he can make a run at it. But yeah, I know nothing about like the hot shot or Sprinter deal. Um, I'm renting it from a manufacturing job, or I'm retiring from my manufacturing job. The worst that can happen is I'll hit another, or I'll hit another factory job until full retirement and have a, yeah, Mike, that's a good idea. That's exactly what my buddy's doing. Like exactly. Yeah, he doesn't need the money. Like he doesn't need to like support his family off of what he's doing right now or what his plan is. He doesn't need that money to support his family. He's already got it. So he's like, I just want to take a stab at this. I want to try it. Oh, all right. I think he went all in, like all in, but more power to him. Uh, yeah, got to make that boom, boom, boom cheddar. You sure do. Uh, what's the worst thing a shop broke on your rig? Uh, my transmission, or man, they've broken a lot of things. Flywheel housing. Um, they broke my flywheel housing and had to order it from Mac. And Mac told them it's going to be like a 3-month, 4-month freaking delay. Like, and somehow Mac was able to manufacture it and get it to them in like, I think it was 4 or 5 days. Like I thought my truck was down for like 6 months. And somehow Mac was able to get them the part very quickly, which was nice. But I've had them destroy all kinds of things. Oil filter housing, which was on national back order. my first 2 quarters of this year were like, if I was going to quit, I would have quit after the second quarter. I would have quit after the second quarter just because of all the issues that happened, everything that went down. And it was nothing like that I did. It was all things that were external from like my business, you know. Um, I said he has his own rap music video. Pretty obvious his music choices. Yeah, I've kind of stopped putting them so much rap music. Thug trying to do it cents per mile. Come on board, bro. Um, I'm not a thug. Oh, that's a rap song, right? Uh, or it's not I'm not a thug, it's I'm a thug by Florida rapper Trick Daddy. Anyways, yeah, I like rap music. Uh when you think of rap music and you think about what I might be listening to, it's not like, you know, N word this and B word that, and like I said, I like a lot of underground music, or I like people that aren't super famous. Like, I don't know if you know who Mad Child is. I like him. I've liked him for years. There's another rapper that actually does a TV show now, named Prozac. I like him. Obviously, like, I like Eminem. I like Dr. Dre. I like people like that. Have you heard of King of the Dot? You would love it. I haven't heard of that. I'll look that up. I'll look that up. Barry's in the house. What up, playa? Well, just another night, Barry. Just hanging out. Did a little talking about what the last 2 years have done and how I feel about being an owner operator, and I couldn't be happier for like the direction that I'm going. Um, oh, really? I'll have to check that out. Hardcore rap battles. Yeah, that's fun. 600. Oh, how do I say this? With WS 3600. 3600 what? What am I missing? 3600. Seven Seas Transport. Always go back to plastic trucks versus hood trucks with you, guy. Meanwhile, we're buying $50 t-shirts. LOL. You got me there, brother. You got me there. Got me there. I'm not hate, dude. Do what you want to do. Don't cry about it. Like, if you do something that you choose to do, by all means, do it. You have that right. But understand what the consequences of that choice are. You know what I mean? Like my $50 t-shirts. There's a reason I don't buy new clothes very often because they cost a lot of money. Uh no, Gary Bates, I didn't see it. Is that recently? Did you do a post about OIDA, OIDA, about I just read an article on freight waves and they were listed as somebody that made a comment. No, I didn't see that, Gary. I'll look when I'm done here. If I didn't break my computer, I could do two things at once, but I busted my computer. Yeah, see, for some reason, makes Louisiana, I don't know why I thought LS. But yeah, I go to Louisiana. I go to is it Robert, Louisiana? There's that Walmart DC there. It's right by the big petrol. I forget what highway that is that runs right through there. Um, it's south of like, what is that, Jackson, Mississippi? Uh yeah, I think it's Robert, Louisiana. Um, Arkansas. Yeah. AZ is Arizona. I know I said Arizona. Yeah. It's been a long day. Well, that's a lie too. I woke up really early because I thought it's snowing now, but I thought it was supposed to snow in the morning due to like the radar I watched. So I woke up at 2:45 this morning, drove here to Minnesota from Iowa, and sat here at this truck stop until my delivery at 5, and then unloaded and came back here. So it's kind of been a long day. Um, $50 t-shirts and gets his beard professionally trimmed. This guy. Good job, Barry. Yeah, Seven Seas Transport and Barry are on fire right now. Good one, Barry. I like it. I like it. That's because I always mess it up, man. I should really cut it off. Uh, Truck, yes, glad to hear you are developing good and potentially beneficial relationships. Man, that's just due to what like DIY and cash talk about is relationships and building them. It's not easy. Like it's really not. It's a lot of butt kissing. Like if I'm being honest. I usually go way above and beyond like what the Raycon requires. You know, people that are new to trucking, you're going to get these Raycons that you're doing tracking. So why should you have to do a check call? They're already tracking the load, so they know where you are. But they want you to do check calls, or they're going to call you 3 or 4 times. Dude, I call them, I email them. Like I've stayed on top of like these shippers that I know are direct shippers and been very like persistent, and it's worked out. So I'm excited. There's the guy. Insult. I was just thinking about you. What's funny is, yo, rap sucks. Rock rules. Yeah. Hey man, I get it. I get it. But I was just thinking about Insult. He was one of the first, like, I still think somebody's messing with me. I'm sorry, bro. But he was like one of my first subscribers, and I thought he was a troll. And then he emailed me, and I was too scared to email him back because I thought somebody was pulling my leg because cash is king in DIY. You guys don't know half of the crap that they've pulled on me. And like, I've just walked into like tons of jokes. So yeah, but then over the course of time, like Insult, I, I, I don't think you're a troll, and it's good to see you, man. And you've been around forever. Um, Trucking with T-Bones in the house. What's going on, man? No, dude, I know they're not exactly underground. I'm saying so. Like, I like the hip hop scene here in Minnesota. Now, granted, I have a couple of friends that are in that scene, so I might, what's the word? Like, be biased. But I think Minnesota has a very strong underground hip hop scene. Um, there's a group called Team Bad Decision, which they've done stuff with like the Juggalo crew, you know, Insane Clown Posse and stuff like that. They're uh they're a very good underground hip hop group, and it's a husband and wife and then their best friend. Um and then there's TC's Finest. There's a lot of like really good underground hip hop here in Minnesota. Um, Insult says, but I do like a rap song called "Where's the Beep at" by Cottonmouth King. You know what song's funny too that you'd probably like? Because I Got High. I always find that funny. It's not like something I'd listen to, but I always thought that was a funny song. Um, yes, see, you know. Remember, I remember Trick Daddy. Yeah, yeah, baby, because I'm a thug. Yeah, he goes to like a country club to eat dinner with like his one of his girlfriends. Yeah, that's funny. I remember that song. Music City Transport's in the house. What's going on, man? Can't leave out 8 Ball and oh MGM. Dude, I think you mean yeah. I actually don't know who 8 Ball is. I probably should. Um, oh yeah, 3,600 per year, $300 a month. Thank you, thank you. Um, Peterbilt has factory sub under the bunk for you guys that like bump at the fuel islands. Oh wow. So I just run a little Bluetooth speaker. Like my music's not loud. If you were watching Cash earlier, I wouldn't come driving in somewhere with my windows rolled down, let everybody else hear my music. Because I know people don't really like rap music, you know. I just do. Um, $3,000 or $300 per week is 15,600. Well, somebody do the math. Somebody do the math. There's 52 weeks in a year. So multiply 52 by 300. Well, we don't really work 52 weeks of the year. So let's do like somebody do. I should be better at this. I need a calculator. Um, let's see. You probably take what? Do like 55 or 55, 45 weeks. Do like 45 weeks. Nah, LA is lower Alabama. You know what? I went to what do they call that? Like the Gulf Coast of Alabama. Beautiful area, man. Alabama is an interesting state. I liked it when I was there. I spent time there with my old company, like 2 months. I really enjoyed it. Cash equal capital and steady hustle. Yeah, dude. Of course it does. I uh I joke all the time about hustling or recognized game. It's really not a joke. Um, I listened to somebody else on YouTube that talked about they don't like using the phrase trucking is a game. Well, because that would mean there's losers. Well, I think I think there is people that lose. You know what I'm you know what I mean? And I guess I always view things kind of like a competition, even if I don't have to compete against anybody. Um, does Bad Decision rap about ice fishing in Minnesota? No, they don't. No, they don't. And they're really not the ice fishing type. Um, one guy's really big. He's part Native American, so he's actually got some really cool lyrics, kind of like almost spiritual lyrics. Um, DJ Ad, did someone say rap music? Dude, that's my guy. You know all about rap music, bro. Those mixtapes, those Lil Wayne mixtapes. That's the thing, man. If you find some of these old school rappers or some of these rappers that have like old school mixtapes, they're freaking phenomenal. They're freaking phenomenal. I love them. Aftermath or Afro Man. Yeah, that's exactly yeah, that's who sings that song. Um Music City Transport 3,000 13,500 is 45 weeks. Yeah, that's what you would be saving. If you can save $300 a week on fuel, that's a lot of money, man. At least I think it is. Um 40 you only work 40 weeks? You take 12 weeks off a year? I'm not at your level yet, bro. Um but I also wish I worked more. Like I do take some time off. And you know what, you as a business owner, you realize that that's detrimental, especially when you're like the sole earner for your business. You know what I mean? Um, by the way, I just want to shout out this dude if he's still in here real quick. DJ Ad or DJ ADD. I like ADD better. Um, how are you doing, man? How are you doing? Um, 13,005. Okay. Rap battle. Fate versus Cash versus DIY. Who will win? Dude, little secret. One of those guys likes rap music. I'm not going to tell you which one, but one of them, actually, both of them like rap music. Don't let them fool you. Um, DIY really only kind of likes a couple of people, one person in particular. But I know they like rap music. Maybe not at the level I do. Um, but anyways, Insult Investors says was never trolling you. I've been an old school real troll since YouTube chat back in the day. I've always been serious with you, bro. Yeah, that's the thing, Insult. Like I said, I was just thinking about you because I actually had a friend who bought a sailboat, took it out twice, and then one of the times the third time he was taking it out, he had to take it through this river channel out into the ocean, and his motor stopped. And I guess the current was really strong, so he was afraid of like crashing into things. So he tied off to a dock real quick, and then had to get like a sea tow to like some marina where he could store his boat while he tried to get it fixed. While he just sold his boat today. So I thought of you because I remember you had bought in that boat and then got rid of it. Oh shit. Been a tough holiday, but grinding through it. Okay, good. I'm glad it is DJ ADD. I have fruit, man. Um, hope everything's okay with you, brother. Hopefully you mean tough, like just because well, yeah, I hope everything's okay with you, man. Shit. I want to call somebody right now. Seven Seas Transport. Dude, yeah, I'm a big Tupac fan. Um, I used to listen to Tupac when I was a young kid. My mom and dad didn't like it. Barry says, we signed you up to take the polar plunge with DIY. Kelly said, thank you. What? What are you talking about? I'm not aware of this, but you're talking about Kelly said, thank you. So you must be talking about his wife. How would she know? What did I miss? I didn't really go on YouTube very much for a couple of days during Christmas because my whole, like I had a lot of people at my house. But I'll do a polar plunge. Velox 18 pro singer in the cab, dog. You better practice, LOL. Yeah. Him and I, yeah, he is. He's really good. LOL. Yeah, like I said, I thought of you, Insult, when my buddy got rid of his sailboat. I drove down I-95 in Florida with my leg out the window, floating through the top side and sliding Benjamins out the window of my hood truck, making it rain on the plastic auto shifters. Oh, good one, Seven Seas. I like that. Oh yeah, I bet Velox would want in on a rap battle. So here's the thing, like that dude's got a brother that can flat out just freaking flow, dude. Like, so Velox, are you in here, man? If you're still in here, can I send you a link? Yeah, that dude's got some music. You listen to Megadeth? Nah, see, I never got into that stuff, Insult. I don't know why. Um, I did just, so you all know who Snorlord is, right? He had messaged me one day with what he called metal rap music, and it was really good. Like I've listened to it multiple times, and then once you hit it on YouTube, it kind of goes through similar artists, and that was interesting. The thing I struggle with like hardcore music, like like hardcore metal music, is I can't understand what they're saying. And this might sound dumb or whatever, or lame, but like I like to hear the story of a song. Now I'm sure people that like metal like hear the story through like all the loud music. That's not one of them. Um, the boy ain't right. Bobby, yeah. Yeah, DIY does the polar plunge for charity. Yeah, I he does it for the bar that he goes to, Make a Wish Foundation, I think. Uh, does the polar plunge for charity, but about killed him last year. Shouldn't be nothing for a hockey player, ice fisherman. I'd do it if the money's right. You gotta pay me to do it. No, it's for the kids. It's for the kids. Um, Ad investor, Megadeth, ha ha ha. Aftermath, Twilight, and the Thunder God is the best. See, I know nothing about them. Insult, I get it. You don't like anything that's got rap in it. I get it, bro. I get it. But you know what? You still show support. So I sincerely appreciate that. Um, yeah, I know it ain't for everybody, man. Loser of the rap battle has to wear Speedo at the TA truck stop and help bump fuel for a 34-hour reset. Yeah, that could you imagine? That'd be hilarious. I'm not going to do any competition that has DIY or cash involved in it because they will find a way to cheat just to make me lose and then laugh at me when I realize that they set it all up, because I don't put that by them at all. They would definitely do that. What time do we got? I probably should get off here. I should call home. Um, DJ ADD, you still in here, man? Hope you're all right, brother. Um, Katy Perry can shift my Peterbilt, if you know what I'm saying. Come on with it. Yeah. I just watched a thing that had her dressed up as it was what show is she on? That music show. Is it American Idol? Um I was watching I was watching like funny auditions, and she was dressed up as like Snow White in one of the auditions. Not bad looking. Um what am I missing here? What am I missing? And wear a corn bucket on the head. That's good. Uh, to be honest, I do like a total of about 30 rap songs. I admit it. Well, good, man. Broaden your horizon. Go to 32. Go to 32. You listen to Insult. Check out uh, he's famous but not like super famous. Check out Yellow Wolf. Um he's got some really good music that is kind of like almost like country rap or rock rap. Like, yeah, he's got some good music. Once again, that's Yellow Wolf. Go check him out. He's pretty cool. Um uh, Blondie started rap. Where are what are your plans for the new year? For New Year's? Are you talking about like the actual day? I'll be at home. I don't really celebrate like, you know, I usually fall asleep and my wife wakes me up for the new year. And then I watch football, or I'm sure this year, who knows what I'll do. I don't, I'm kind of a lame person. My wife will have something planned. I know my neighbors just got like a new hot tub, and I think they are having a party on New Year's Eve and want us to come over, but I'm not, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of a party pooper, you know. Um, okay, good night, girls. Fate. Remember King. Yeah, I'll watch that. I'll watch that. Remember that '80s rap song Poison? No, are you talking about the band? Um, Bell Bell the dude. I don't understand what you're saying. Insult. Don't under. Best rapper gets the other Vegas hat. Oh, that'd be kind of cool. I should give away that other hat. Um, I bought it in case this one quits working to like be 100% honest, but I also want to grow my channel, and I thought maybe a giveaway would help that. Just because here's the thing. YouTube takes a lot of work. It doesn't seem like it, and my videos aren't like perfect by any means, but it takes a lot of time to edit and time to like come up with ideas. And I have found out that every idea I come up with, cash is done first. So, you know, it's still hard work. And I thought maybe a giveaway, it'd be nice to give back to people that have been around a long time. You know, people like Insult. A lot of people have been around a long time. Uh-oh. What's this guy got to say? Killian's Trucking's in the house. Got loaded a day early at Costco. Coming through Mount Vernon, Illinois now. Happy New Year, Fate and chat. Yeah, Happy New Year to you too, man. Drive safe. I just saw a thing on, was it the not Asia My? What's his channel? Mother Trucker channel. There was a bad accident over by you. Over in that like Chattanooga area. So be careful driving. Yeah, I'll look it up. Insult. Bell Big Diva song. Okay. Dude, post. Here we go. I should really get off though. Dude, post that thing up on the dash when you're sleeping. Advertising all night long. I should. I should. Um, I should. But yeah, I'm gonna bounce. I hope everybody has a good night. Hey, congratulations to Miss Vegan. I believe it was Moat, right? You're going to Schneider. Um, somebody's going to Schneider. Um, Everybody, congratulations that is pursuing a trucking career. If you have questions and you see us live, anybody, ask them. You know, we might all give you different answers, but you know, YouTube's got some really knowledgeable people in it. I'll watch that. Great song. Okay. But yeah, congratulations to everybody. I hope everybody has a good new year. Um, man, the weather is getting nasty. Uh, I'm excited though. I leave January 9th to go do some ice fishing. Um, Nevada. Later, Fate, hood life. Yeah, dude. More power to you. I've told you this, like, I guess not to your face. I've never met you in person, but you have a beautiful truck. And if I ever say something that like saying about a hood truck, part of it's brainwash, right? Because of like who I surround myself with. And the other part is I've driven those trucks and I know how much it cost the company that I worked for to drive those trucks. I don't want to pay that. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Congratulations on 2 years. Yeah, dude, you got to be close to that too. I remember watching you build your truck or talk about getting your truck. You got to be close to that too. How are things going for you if you're still in here? Um, I haven't seen a video from you in a while. Uh, but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to get off, call home, relax. I'm bored. So maybe go to, oh, it's too late now. You know what? There's a Best Buy like a mile from here. I wonder if I can drop my trailer tomorrow morning and go get a new computer. Can't believe I broke this. Sucks. I have like all my bit, like, yeah, this sucks. I'm sure I backed it up, but if I didn't, screwed. Anyways, hope everybody has a great, see you, Fate. Yeah, hope everybody has a great night, and yeah, we'll talk again. Thank you, everybody that stopped in here. Take it easy.